Are you
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rocket League Premier Circuit. My name is Quantum Deathcat here at the desk, bringing you our upcoming 4 matches of tonight. We are going to start off our first game with the Hawks versus Cobras. Afterwards, tonight, later on at 7:30, we're going to have the Sharks and the Bulls. At 8:15, we got Whitecaps and Ascension. And our final match of tonight, Majors Storm versus Flames. With me right now is going to be Zayo. How are you, my friend?
Yo, what's going on? I'm doing good.
Doing good. Unlike these two teams here, these two teams are still looking for their first legitimate win. Cobras are 0-4. Hawks are 2-2, but both wins are forfeits. Can you tell me anything good about these two teams?
We got the Hawks with the number 1 player in saves per game in Rots.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a close second in Grau, too. Both teams have yet to get their own win.
Yeah.
The Hawks have had 2 forfeits go good for them. It's going to be a rough show. I'm just going to say that.
It's going to be a rough show indeed. Let's look at some stats. Hawks are currently second in the major leagues for most saves per game. They have the fourth lowest, goals per game average. Meanwhile, the Cobras have the second lowest goals per game averages. Both teams are letting in more than 3 goals per game. The Cobras are third worst and Hawks second worst together. The Cobras have the worst shooting percentage in the league, 20.69%, second worst, but they have the worst ratio, letting in 36.36% of goals, leaving for an almost 16% difference there. Something we have not seen in a long time. The Lions currently second worst at over 11.5%, from 22.22 and 33.77. Some interesting stats to put on there. The Hawks are tied for the worst winning percentage at 14.29, thanks to getting swept in one game and losing the other game in a 4-game series. Obviously, the other 2 games are forfeits and don't count towards your winning percentage. So they only count towards your winning category, right? So anything else we can talk about these two teams here? Because as you said, this could be rough.
Well, the Cobras forfeited to the Hawks last time, so technically the Hawks are better right now. I think the Hawks take the series simply because I think Grau is a better carry than Sino.
All right.
But I think everybody's going to get a lot of goals because none of them can play defense.
Yeah, but the problem is, as I just said, yes, they let in the most goals in the league, but they also score the least amount of goals. Speaking of which, the shots on goal per game, Hawks have the lowest, and this isn't even that close because the second closest is Spartans at 5.38, and they have 5.14, and the only other team that's really in their realm are the Lions and Kings at 6.4 for both those teams. Cobras are at 7.25. Goals against, shots against, they are the second highest currently at 10.29. Lions, once again, at 11.0. Yes, the Lions are doing pretty bad this season, but it's nothing compared to last season.
They have a win.
They have a win. That's all you can say. They have a win. They're already doing better than last season. Although I do have to break it to you that it's also a forfeit win. And it was up against the Spartans, another lowly team. Let's stop talking about lowly teams here. Yes, we know what matchup we have coming up right now, but there are other teams that have been doing quite good. The Panthers have actually swept 3 games and forfeited another, so they're 3-1. Their winning percentage, though, is 100%. No one else has over 66.66.
Yeah, the Panthers are a great team. They have the best duo in the league by far with Bits and Deluxe.
And it shows in their goal differential, letting in 1.22 while scoring 3.89. That's almost 4 per game, and letting in just over 1 goal per game, allowing the least amount of shots in the league at 5.11. The second closest team, Storm, at 6.08. You look elsewhere at their shots per game, 12.33. Second closest team is at not even 9. They are 3 back, and it's going to be the Flames at 8.57 shots per game. That's an incredibly large margin from first to second.
It is. Nobody can stop them in midfield.
And as the opponent shooting percentage, they are second best at 23.91. The second best defensive team, the Pirates, at 23.15. But their shooting percentage outweighs that of the Pirates from 31.53 to 29.06. And so really right now it's the Panthers out dominating so far in the league. Who do they play tonight? Let me check here really quickly. They play up against the Lions. It's not tonight. It is on Tuesday. And, well, if we've seen anything from the Lions so far, considering the fact that the Panthers already 3-0 swept them, it's going to be rough.
I think it'll be worse than rough.
All right. Well, where are our casters? They're not here right now, so let's continue talking a bit about these upcoming series. Our next series after this one, as I said earlier, is going to be Sharks and Bulls. What can you tell me about those two teams?
Well, it should be a close game. They're pretty close in record. The Bulls are 2-2, Sharks 3-1. The Bulls have the number 1 shooter, Big Jakob.
Ooh.
And then where is the Sharks? Oh, they got Virus again. He's pretty good.
Virus is pretty good. I've had him on a team before, and he slaps. He really does carry a good team. Sharks winning percentage 66.67. The Bulls at 42.86. It's still early on the season, but despite their 2-2 record, so far they're actually outpacing the Sharks' record, because the Sharks are negative in their goal differential so far, surprisingly, despite being 3-1 right now. And I think their other loss, if I may so check, was a forfeit. Yes, it was. No, their other win was a forfeit. Their loss was to the Bulls, and they lost 3-2 to the Bulls in a 5-game series. And so Bulls did win last time out against these guys. Can they do it again, you think?
I think yes. I think Jakob is going to get shut down by Virus and John Waite. They're a pretty good duo. They've been playing for a season.
Yeah, John Waite drafted, was it second or third overall? I forget, last season. It's either second or third. Can someone confirm in the chat, please? It was second or third. I know it was second or third, for sure. But up there with Lottie Lettuce and who else was there? It was Deck. Yeah. So Deck went first overall, and then it was either Lottie Lettuce or John Waite. But those three were so stacked, right? It was a stacked first round, their first few picks for those teams, and they got good players out of it. And the Sharks staying with this player. It's so sad that they couldn't keep Slice, though. And Slice, has he been playing this season?
I don't think he's on that team.
I don't think so either. I think he's moved on to the bigger leagues. He's been chilling. Slice is an FA. So hopefully, maybe he makes a comeback here. And hey, the Sharks do need someone to score more goals. Scoring 2 goals per game is nice, but it's not going to get you anywhere near a championship when the Panthers are scoring almost 4.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we're going to go on to our first game here. Thank you so much to Zayo. Are you going to be coming back for the desk later on tonight?
I should be coming back for next game. I don't know about the next two because I gotta work early.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us right now. And ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves our first match of tonight between Cobras and Hawks. I'm going to be joined by Times in just a little bit when he does get on, unless he doesn't, at which point I guess I'm going to be doing this alone. Thank you so much, Zayo, and good luck to you and your team tonight if they do play.
Final prediction, 3-1 Hawks.
Final prediction for you, 3-1 Hawks. I'm going to say that the Cobras win this one 3-2. That's going to be my prediction there. Just to go against you. And thank you so much for coming along.
Yes, sir.
All right. See you soon. Ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a game here. And what do you expect? What are your predictions, you wonderful ladies and gentlemen down in the chat? The 23 of you that are down there, what are your predictions? Who's coming out with the victory? Is it going to be the Cobras? Is it going to be the Hawks? Game 1 is underway here as both teams line up on the field, getting ready for their match. 5 minutes on the clock. Game 1 is underway. Tox, he's trying to find a goal there in the low corner, but it's going to be stopped. Sino can't stop Gros, and Fury, he's going to get that one out. Kendall, he's got that ball. Can't get the ball cleared out, though, and Rots puts into the corner. Tox, he can't go get it, and Rots pops it up in the air. Sino can't beat him there, and Tox keeps it in the corner. Sino now with that ball gets it over Gros. Over to Fury, over to Tox. What a great passing play. It's going to find the back of the net. Very well played there by both teams. And so far, it's going to be the Cobras coming out strong with a great goal there by Tox. And I'm glad to see that Hydra agrees with me with a 3-2 for the Cobras. Both teams aren't looking too good compared to the rest of majors, but so far, they've been playing very, very well, I find, this first few minutes. I haven't seen too many large mistakes. Sino is going to miss that ball. He's leaving it for Fury. Fury over to Tox, but Tox not fast enough. Glow could have put that into the back of the net. It's not going to be found. Rots puts it off the back wall, but it's got no power, so it can't find a teammate. Fury goes for the flick in the air and tries to demo the player in front of the ball. Can't find the demo, and the ball is going to be cleared out. It's in the midfield now. Guru, he can't find it, and Tox, he's cherry-picked all the way back. And after a minute and 15 seconds of gameplay, it is 2-0 Cobras. Very well played by the Cobras here. They find themselves in a great position right now with a 2-0 lead. But don't forget, both teams letting in an average of 3 goals per game, so this is not over by any means. Rots pops it up in the air. Go, he's going to try and find this one, but Sino does so first. Rots tries to clear it out of the zone by carrying the ball in his car, but Kendall, he's got the right idea. He just shoots it down. Keeping it in the zone, that's a good read by Kendall, but Fury, he's able to get the save. Go picks up the rebound. It's stopped by Tox, and Fury's dragged along with him as they double commit for that one. I see that problem now on the Cobra side. Yes, they can communicate for offense, but on defense, they seem very, very much so discombobulated. They double commit for a lot of balls, and they don't seem fast. I'm going to say that right now. They don't seem super quick compared to Rots and Glow right now. The passing plays, when they do come along, yes, they are pretty quick there. But on defense, there's a lot of standing still, a lot of hesitation right now. Who goes for that ball, who doesn't, and a lot of double commits so far. And finally, they do get backstabbed for that one, and it's 2-1. It's a 1-goal game now. Sino, he's gonna pop this up in the air. Glow, he can't find it. Passing it over to Tox. Rots gets to it first. Rots passing it down to Kendall. It's going to go off the sidewall. Up in the air it goes. He passes it off to Gro. Gro, it's going to go off the back wall here. Go back to back, and Rotz, he's gonna make a good Sino, my bad. He's gonna make a good interception there as Rotz brings that ball back in. Go towards the front of the net. He can't find it. And Fury now in the 1v1 situation. He messes up Kendall. Kendall expecting short side. Fury shooting far side. Very good clear there by Tox. And Fury once again cherry picking there. Puts it far side. Nothing Kendall can do about it. It's a 3-1 game. Once again, 2-goal lead established for the Cobras. Good evening, Sun-Dried. How are you, my man? Your Sharks are going to be playing a little bit later tonight. How do you feel about that as they go up against the Bulls? The Bulls beat them in a 3-2 series last week. And so how do you feel about this rematch? Kendall, he's going to grab that ball, tries to get it cleared out. Sino says no. Tox leaves it for Fury. Fury with a shot up. It's going to be cleared out by Kendall after Go made the save. It's going to go off of the sidewall there. Tox up to Sino. Sino's shot is on net. It's slow, but somehow Rods can't find it. It's a 4-1 goal lead for the Cobras here. And Sharks are going to be playing with a AAA sub, apparently. Rods, he was just out of position, and he just could not grab that ball. It's a 4-1 lead, as I just said. Sad to say that the Cobras are going to be slightly handicapped, but obviously that's not going to take them out of the running for the win up against the Bulls. Rotz. He's going to pass it over out of the zone. Fury almost catches it, but he's going to pass it off to Tox. Tox. A good shot out. Kendall keeps it in the midfield, but he gets demoed for his troubles. Rotz off the sidewall, over to Gro. Sino with the save there as Rotz messes up Tox's movement, causing him to miss that ball. It stays in Cobra territory. But right now, Cobras are absolutely going circles around this Hawks team. Hawks find one here as I get the caster's curse on. Fury out of position because of a hit. Kendall, he reads that one quite well. And it's going to be a 4-2 lead for the Cobras here. Earlier on, I was talking about how normally Hawks pick up Cobras into the air and they just drop them to kill them in real life, right? And I kind of that's kind of what Zayo was talking about, and how he thought that this Hawks team would win. But judging by both teams, it's really hard to tell because it's like trying to disambiguate two very good teams. When you try and disambiguate two very bad teams, both teams having forfeit wins, or just forfeits in general, and not playing any good, right? There's a lot to be discovered, and so far, what I've been discovering is that despite the speed that the Hawks have, they can't capitalize on mistakes. They stay in their own defensive zone a lot. They can't get the clears out. And so it's going to be a 1-0 series lead for the Cobras. Now, if you excuse me, I wasn't prepared to cast, so I don't have any water. Let me go get that really quickly, as Game 2 will be underway in about a short minute. All right, you wonderful ladies and gentlemen, we are back for our second game here between Hawks and Cobras. Hawks are ready to get going here, and as we were talking about, Cobras have the 1-0 series lead, and they only need 2 more wins here to get the W. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Hawks, they need 3 wins now to go on. They can't afford to lose this game, and Kendall, he's got to show off that they mean urgently to win this game, as that shot is on net. It's going to be stopped, though, by Sino. Fury with that ball. He's going to get it out of the zone, beats Kendall, and Rotzi needs to go back into his corner. He's going to leave it for Gro, and Gro, he's going to get the good clear there. Fury still staying in his zone. He's going to go in circles like a little fly to mess up Gro's movement there. Fury puts it into the corner. Tox puts it up in the air for Sino. Sino hesitates, doesn't go for it. And Gro, what a shot there by Gro, but it's going to miss the net. But Rots can find the rebound. Oh my goodness, 2 misplays here. Gro, what a shot there. And Sino, he hesitates. And because of that, he's got no speed. And he's going to pass it straight to Rots. And Rots is going to find the first lead for this Hawks team. Very good play there by Rots and Gro. And, oh no, Sino. Those are 2 mistakes that you can ill afford. They survived the first one. They weren't punished, but the second mistake back-to-back is what cost them there. Gro, he's going to get a good flick over 1. Gets it past Tox as well. Sino is the last man in the net, but Rots can't find the good pass into the zone. Fury goes off the sidewall, pops up high. Gro into the zone corner. He's going to fall back down, having to take up the boost. He gets demoed by Sino in the air for his troubles. Up goes Tox up against Kendall. Kendall loses that one. It's off the back wall. Rotsy stops that one from going in for Fury. Fury might be furious after that one. He could have come to it faster. And there you go, Gro. He's going to find that one. And that is going to find the back of the net. It's 2-0. Gameplay has a lot to live up to. Well, here's the thing, is that this is the 15th and 16th team in the power rankings, right? In my objective opinions. Both teams have, for every goal they let in, they only score 0.5 so far. And that's after 4 games. Neither team have a legitimate win after 4 games. And so both teams are still looking for their first actual win. Despite the fact that Hawks are 2-2, they're both forfeit wins, and I'm not going to count those because that's just the way I am. Both teams are not looking solid whatsoever right now, and although the Cobras looked solid so far in game number 1, we're not seeing the same thing out of them, or either that or the Hawks are just actually here and showing up. And I am. Don't worry, Topes. I am saying they're bad. There's a lot of double commits, a lot of mistakes being done that you normally don't see most major teams making nowadays. You would see these kind of mistakes maybe 2 seasons ago when Major was just Grand Champ, but now you would never see that, especially as these teams are supposed to be supersonic legends. Both these teams, in my opinion, need to play better than GC teams did back then. Fury puts it off to the side. Rots, he's going to find that one, but it's a double commit. Kendall and Rots, they're both going to move out, and neither of them are going to be able to keep the ball in, and that's going to allow the ball to be cleared out by Tox. Sino also pressuring along with him. Tox keeping the ball in the zone. For now, despite having no boost, he's going to have to go back. Fury can't keep the ball in as he 50s along with Sino, and Gro, he's just going to be able to get the ball out. Up in the air goes Tox. He's going to find that one before Rots does. Fury pops it down to Tox, back once again. He's going to try and get it past Rots. Rots finds it first, but Fury, he's going to be able to read that before the second touch from Rots comes. Sino beats Gro, but Tox, he can't do that. And Gro, he tries to backflip, but Fury can't find it. Up in the air goes Kendall, putting the shot from Fury aside into the corner. Demo onto Fury. Rots off the back wall, gets the ball cleared out into the midfield. Sino picks up this ball off the side wall. Gro with a good 50 towards the front of the net. That shot goes, and Fury with the shot is stopped by Kendall. A lot of demos coming out now. Tox gets demoed by Gros, and Kendall gets demoed by Fury. The shot is on net. It's going to be stopped. Tox goes the wrong way as he rotates back into his own zone here. Gros, up in the air he goes. Fury reads him. Tox, he's going to shoot this off the back wall there, but Kendall, he can read the bounce. Up in the air he goes for Sino, off into the corner, and they're not doubling up on the offense here. They don't seem to urgently want to score. 20 seconds left to go. Yeah, there are demos, and they're playing more strongly in their defensive zone, but there's no urgency in their offense right now. They only send one person on the offense, and when you're down 2-0, you got to go hell for leather. You need to be able to score a goal, and well, they're going to come out empty-handed here. They're not even going to find one. The ball is going to be put up in the air here. Kendall puts it up, trying to get it, but Sino says no. Fury with a shot on net. It's going to go off the crossbar. Down it goes. 2-0 game. And that is going to be the first victory for the Hawks. Whew. And the Hawks take a 2-0 victory. The series is tied at 1 after getting spanked in game 1 there. 5-2. They find it, and hey, it's a 1 game. It's a best of 3 now. Just me today. Both casters that were supposed to do this backed out, apparently. I wasn't even supposed to cast this game, but I was only supposed to do desk. But I'm doing this alone right now. All right, let's watch what you guys said in the chat. The series are still insane. I do have to agree. RLPC series are still quite insane, whether it's regular season or finals, whatever you want. These guys are still very, very good players. Right now, they are making slight, small mistakes that you normally wouldn't see from the better teams, or more mistakes than you would see from the other teams. Sino, right off of the kickoff, he almost finds that one, but it's off of the crested post, and it just rolls up. Up in the air it goes for Kendall, and Tox says no, and he puts it aside. That's very well. In the air. That's kind of sad to see that the guy, was it Times? I'm guessing that's Times then, because I did not see him on the schedule. Mar, why don't you join me, man? This could be fun. Oh man. Anyway, it's game 3 right now. It's still 0-0. Game 1, won by the Cobras. The prediction was 3-2 Cobras out of me, and it was a 3-1 win for the Hawks out of Zayo. Both me and Zayo, both these teams were really rough. If you guys weren't there for the desk, both teams are... Ooh, they're not there. Yeah, thank you, Clutch, for streaming this. Hey, if you ever wanted to cast, now's the chance, right? I know you say you don't cast, but hey, you could start. I love you, man. I'm fine doing it alone. It's completely fine. Tox, he gets that shot on net. Yeah, after this, I'm doing the desk after that, so there's no caster to pass it to, there's no desk to pass it to, you know, like, I'm just gonna transition straight from this cast all the to desk, like I did from desk to the cast. So, honestly, yeah, it's gonna be rough. Anyway, it's 1-0 for the Cobras right now. They finally find a lead once again. Let's see if they can hold on to it. Their defense at the end of game number 2 was pretty strong. As it was in game number 1, it was decently strong. Sino with a good shot there, just goes wide. They had a great opportunity there. Rots trying to find the redirect, and he just can't find it. Gros is alone in his own zone. Off the back wall there, gets it by Tox. Sino tries to get it by Rots, but he reads it. That's good positioning by Rots. It's going to fall towards the front of the net. Tox practically puts it in his own net, but Kendall's going to put it in before it rolls in. Oh, what a bad touch here by Fury. Rots with a good play. Tox trying to put it off into the side, into the corner, but it hits off the post instead. And Kendall is going to find the back of the net. The game is tied 1-1 halfway through this game. Go now with that ball. Tries to clear it up into the air. Can't do so. It's up into the right corner of the Hawks. Sino with a shot towards Tox. There, Tox puts it to the side, just barely wide. Kendall gets no knockback from that hit by Fury. Passes it off to Gros, and Gros keeps it into the corner there. He's got to try and beat Fury. He does. He beats Tox as well, but Fury's able to wrap himself around back there and able to get it by Kendall. Tox now, that shot, it's on net, and it's hard. It's stopped by Rots, put aside, and Gros, he's going to get that clear. Tox, he's got to put himself back into his own corner. He's got no boost to work with, though. That's a good clear. I'm eating salad currently because I have not had time to eat supper, and it's not looking likely like I'm going to for another hour or so. But it's fine. I love you guys. I do this for you guys. Go. He's got that ball. He's going to try and flick it over Fury, and he can't do so. Kendall with that ball. Oh, tries to get it over Sino. He does. Sino is able to wrap around back, though, and he's got no competition. He passes it down to Tox, straight in the middle. That could have been intercepted easily, but he can't find it. Sino now, into the corner he goes, but Gros easily gets that ball cleared out. And it's going to be stuck in the midfield. It's just a healthy snack, you know. You want to know how ill-prepared I was for this? I didn't even have water at the ready, right? I was just expecting to do desk and then watch a good series, drinks, and eat my food. Instead, I don't even have water. Yeah, no. That shot's on net. Tox was ready for that one, unlike me with my water. Not prepared whatsoever. And that's going to allow this game to stay tied with 30 seconds to go. That shot's on net by Gros. Tox with the save. Into the corner it stays, and so far Cobras can't get it out. Hawks are trying to find it. Tox with another save. That's 3 within the last few seconds. He's got 5 in the entire game. He's got 6 now. He's got 2 Guardians, but he can't make the 7th up against Gros. He was the solo defender there. He was doing his best. The Hawks were circling around them like vultures. And finally they strike. 10 seconds to go. And the Cobras crumble. They fall from the sky. They hit the ground practically dead. Are they going to find anything here to tie up the game? Fury once again is cherry picking, and that's not going to help out his team whatsoever here on the defensive end. They can't get the clear, and that's something I've noticed. Good old Fury boy. He got 2 goals in game number 1 because of those cherry picks, but the Hawks got wise to them, and he hasn't scored since. And he's been cherry picking ever since, and it's really not worked out. He's not helping his team out on defense. As you can see, only has the 1 save. Sino isn't doing much better on that end, but they can't get shots because of it either, because they can't get the ball cleared out. And once they do get the ball cleared out, they can't keep an offensive pressure. And Cobras right now, the Hawks aren't doing as hot either, but the Cobras right now, that's their biggest problem. It's the cherry picker Fury who just can't get enough of being in the offensive zone despite not having ball control whatsoever. We're going to go off to game number 4 for our 4th match, and it's a 2-1 series lead for the Hawks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, can you tell me if both teams, if someone could check in the spreadsheet? Actually, I could check the spreadsheet myself. I have it open, but that would mean I'm not watching the game, and that's not the brightest of ideas. Sino and Fury are the regular players, but that means they're playing with Tox, which is incredible to say that Tox has been the best Cobra player so far this series, despite being a sub. and that's not a good thing to say, right? You don't want to be saying that your sub has been playing better than your regular team. He's been amazing on defense, making incredible save after incredible save, especially last game. And he was able to score a few goals, getting really good clears out too. That's what he's been good at so far. That's been the one bright light at the end of the tunnel. Fury right now, I'd actually like to see him stay a little bit more back, but he's going to find that one. As he stayed back that time, he actually was in the center field. He wasn't cherry picking, and that's actually a great play there. Kendall was out of position, and Fury finds it after staying in the midfield and waiting. That's the smart play to do. No cherry picking there. Very well played. Cobras also, Cobras do have a sub. It is Tox. So far playing pretty good, I might add. The Hawks, on the other hand, are they playing with a sub? Gros, Rots, and Kendall are all three players on that team. They are missing one of their top MMR players, and that's Stanley, but that's not going to stop them tonight. All three of those players are not subs. They are regular lineup players. Did Tox come from a trade, or do the Cobras actually have a sub? I'm not sure, but what I am sure is that the game is tied 1-1 apiece with 3:34 left in the match. Let's go take a look at the AAA rosters here really quickly. See if I can't find Tox before the game restarts here. Cobras, Tox is not on the Vipers, and so he must have come either from a trade or he's a AA sub. And that's very interesting to say, as he's been playing very, very good indeed for this team so far. Up in the air he goes, stopped by Kendall. On Fury shot there. Fury stuck in the back of the net though. Up in the air he pops it up. Tox pops it up. Rot says no. Sino towards the front of the net. Gru, he also says no and puts it back into the corner, and it's going to be regrouped by the Hawks team. Tox trying to find that read from his player, Sino. Not going to be found. Fury in the corner here. He gets it up. He pops it over one. Can't pop it over two. Rotzi hesitates to go for that one. Leaves it for Go instead. And Go puts it up in the air. Sino can't get a touch on it. And Tox, he gets a good touch. And gets that ball cleared out. Up in the air this goes. Go gets it over to Kendall. Kendall puts it into the corner. Gets it past Sino. Sino tries to get the clear, but he can't get it towards his own teammates. And Rots back over to Gro. That was a great passing play, but Gro was just out of position and he hits the post. That demo there causes that to be shot back by Fury. Fury finds the back of the net. And it's a 2-1 Cobra lead. And they need to win this one. They don't want to lose this series. Let's look in free agency for recent signings. And I don't see Tox here either. I don't see Tox anywhere. Who is this player? I actually have no idea who Tox is. Oh well. If someone can find out where Tox comes from, please tell me, because I cannot find him whatsoever. Hopefully Tox is just a short name. But if they're using an illegal sub, yeah, that might be... Tox is toxic on the sheets. He is on the Cobras roster. Is he? Let me go check that one out. Cobras, toxic. Okay, it probably is toxic, so there is no sub in this game. That scared me for a second. It probably is toxic now that I look at it, because he has not been playing like a sub whatsoever. Neither team having a sub, and that's very funny to say, because they are absolutely not playing too well when it comes to defense. I would say defensively, these two teams, and in the midfield, when it comes to offense, right, they can both come and make good passing plays to each other. But when it comes to the defense, positioning is not their forte. Look at this. Once they find each other in the offense, Gros over to Rots, they can find each other rather quickly. Tox trying to find his teammate Fury, who once again cannot be found. Fury, though, he's the last man back. He puts that into the corner. Tox, he's going to be cherry picking from Fury's pass. He tries to find it, and that's not fun to see. Tox with a good save there. He makes his second save of this game, and that one's going to find the back of the net with 8 seconds to go. The clutchness from this Hawks team. Yeah, so there's no subs on either team, but sometimes it sure does feel like it because, the miscommunications and the double touches, the double commits, I should say, have been plentiful. Oh no, Fury can't put it down, and he finally does so, passing it over to Tox. Tox finally puts it down. There we go. We go to our first overtime of this series. If the Hawks score here, they win the series. If Cobras score here, we go to Game 5. Tox, he finds that one, and it's going to go up in the air. Fury scores the goal. That's some good passing plays, and we're tied at 2 in the series, and we are going to go to overtime. Speaking of time, we got someone who's very late. I'm talking about you, by the way.
Oh, what's up? Sorry for being late, everyone. Late to the party. I guess the schedule got moved up, and I just got the message to join the casting booth. But thank you all for staying with us with only one caster. I'm sorry for leaving you alone like that.
I wasn't even supposed to be casting this game. So
Bro, the schedule's so messed up. They just find random people to go and cast.
Yeah, exactly. Who's this Quantum Death Cat's casting over here? Pfft. Random caster.
Yeah.
Times is late. Time is late. How can you be so late yet be on times?
I don't know, man. It's all on the wrist.
All right. Well, Fury getting the hat trick there, and I like that from Fury. I don't know if you watch. I don't think you watched the series at all, considering you didn't even know there was a series going on. But
I joined at the point. I started watching the stream at the point where we got confused that if Toxic was on the actual team or not.
Okay. So here's the situation. Both of these teams are 15th and 16th in the power rankings, so you can imagine that their stats aren't that good. Both teams are looking for their first win. Both teams.
That's still a pretty competitive matchup, though.
It's still a competitive matchup, and I expected this to be a 5-game series. Zayo said it would be a 4-game win for the Hawks. Obviously, that didn't come to fruition as the Cobras won Game 4 there, stopping that one from happening. I expected the Cobras to win just because of their slightly better stats, but so far not so good for either team. I would say no team really has any momentum, and really it's just luck of the draw who can capitalize on whose mistake.
I think the same way. It just ends up being like who has the better stamina, depending on the number of games in the series. So far, I think I've picked out Guru. Sorry, what's his name?
Go.
Gra? How do you pronounce that name?
Go.
That's how you say it?
Yeah.
Go.
GRO.
I think I picked him out as being probably one of the stronger players on the Hawks. Getting that early kickoff goal.
Yeah, and that's a good kickoff goal. It's a tied 1-1 game. That's something I've noticed from the Hawks, though. They've been clutch. They've got 2 10-second, last-minute 10-second goals there, and one of them was to win the match. The other one was to tie up the game and send them to overtime. And so they've been pretty clutch so far.
Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit double commits on the Hawks' side as well.
A lot of double commits on both ends, I would say. A lot of mistakes coming out. Obviously, we aren't too used to that, but hey, when it comes to 2 very lowly teams, at least it's not the Lions from last season.
Wait, lowly? What are we talking about? One of them's a Season 1 Grand Champ tournament winner, and one's a a Supersonic Legend 1 tournament winner. I can't even hit champ. So I'm not one to be talking about mistakes here.
You saying that you see a lot of double commits. Not one
Hey,
to talk
it's
about.
easier to see it when you're watching the game than when you're playing the game.
Yes, it is. It very much so is. You know, I have eyes. I can see these things. I don't know about everyone else, but I can see that there's a lot of double commits, a lot of mistakes, not a lot of capitalization on those mistakes, and that's the important part. I feel that's what really makes you a strong team, is being able to communicate with your teammates to capitalize on the other team's mistakes when they aren't communicating with each other.
Yeah, I just saw a good pass attempt from Kindle out to Rods on the offensive side, but it was blocked away by Tox, I believe. I'm glad to see him going for some good passing plays. Oh, Tox right to Fury, just couldn't connect right there.
Yeah,
But-
Fury, what I've not liked about him in the first 3 games was that he was cherry picking and he wasn't back in his net. Tox, though, has been playing amazing defense so far. He missed that kickoff goal and just could not get it, and Tox here, it just goes perfectly in the short side corner. That shot could not have been better from goal.
Yeah, that was a great effort by Tox, though, trying to get there for the save. Just unfortunately not quick enough.
The shot was just too perfect.
Yeah. Tox trying to go for a solo play right off the bat, but it's blocked away by Kendall. Rod's giving a little dish out to the side. Kendall. Tap up. Go now. Is trying to take it by himself. Gets a nice, nasty flick, but, how do you say? Sino 6?
Sino.
6?
Just Sino. Sino's good. Listen, just read the names that you see. Go with the save there. That's a great passing play. That's what I've been talking about. That these teams are communicating well when they're on offense. Both these teams seem to be making a lot of defensive miscues. Meanwhile, when they're on offense, they can find each other. They can make the passes to each other. But when they're on defense, their rotations, their positioning just isn't that good. They aren't telling each other where they are. And when they're on offense, they can. Unlike that time where they both double commit for it. Go, he's cherry picking, but Sino, he stays back and he's calm about it. He doesn't go and challenge that one. Doesn't respect the possible redirect from Go there. That's very well played by Sino, and that keeps his team in the game. That's so close to going in. Fury, though, he finds the goal here, and he scored the last 5 goals for this game. The last time someone not named Fury scored a goal was in game number 3, and that was only 1 goal. Fury has scored practically every goal in this series, except for the one in game number 3.
That's just insane. What an offensive powerhouse. Right when I saw, I think he doesn't have like the proper like mechanical skills. Like he's good mechanically, but he's way better positionally because he's there every time, right place, right time. And every time on the Hawks side, when that ball gets like towards the goal line, my heart kind of skips a beat because there's a lot of like frantic searching over there to try and get that ball out of the zone. What an amazing scoop by Go right off the corner.
Yeah, definitely. Go just finding that one, and yeah, he's been really good at those redirects so far. So far, really so good. Honestly, Tox has been their best defender. I understand why Fury has been cherry picking. He's been going up on plays despite his team not having the ball. You know, I can understand that he's their offensive guru right now, right? He's scored. Let me calculate here. He scored 7 goals. 7 out of the 8 goals for the Cobras this series, and so 7 out of the 8 goals. What am I talking about? I'm only thinking of the last 4 games here. I forgot that Game 5 was a thing when they scored 5 goals. But yeah, he scored 2 goals in that game. In that game 1, in game number 2, so he scored 7 out of the 11 goals for this team, which is still pretty insane if you think about it. Up in the air this goes. Fury can't get it.
Right in front of the goal line. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was just floating there for the longest time. I was like, what's going to happen here? Tox actually got a flip off of that, and he flipped away in style.
No, Fury. Tox with a bad touch there. It falls down. Fury tries to go for it. He misses. He goes for it a second time. Yes, time. That's how much time they had. They had time for a second touch there.
Reminds me of Season 1 in RLPC.
And that's embarrassing, and that might just be the dagger. With that ball now in the offensive zone, for the Hawks. They've finally been able to hunt this Cobra here. Finally,
Yep.
they've been able to lift him up in the air with their talons and just drop them down to earth. And they
that is
are
the
going
nail
to
in the
hit the
coffin.
ground.
Unfortunately, he was not. Fury was not able to get that save.
Yeah, Fury just can't get it. And as you say, nail in the coffin, I'm saying they got sent to the ground.
Hey, who knows?
Both teams.
Maybe if this was a 7-game series, it'd be a different story.
Yeah,
But in 5 games,
maybe, but 5 games. Uh, they've been so close this entire time. This series starts with a 5-2 game. It ends with a 5-2 games. And yeah, all 6 of these players are major players. There's no substitutions. And yeah, Cobras. I'd allow them to be mad here. They've lost 5 games in a row. Hawks are 3-2 for their season, but remember, 2 of those games are forfeit wins, so this is their first legitimate win, and it comes up against a 0-5 team who
it's
have
all about
not
the
lost by
matchup, man.
forfeit.
You can
Yes.
see in even big leagues like RLCS and DreamHack that it's all about the matchups.
Yeah.
You can see that some teams will win against higher ranked teams and
Mhm.
lose against lower ranked teams. It's not about the skill. It's not a spectrum. It's more of a bar graph on who has better skills in what category.
Some teams are just better off against others.